everybody, my name is Cheryl. Welcome back to Patternhackathon. Today's going to be a quick one. We are going to talk about the Made for Mermaids Heidi top. I was able to get it finished in time to submit for Pattern Hackathon, which I'm really excited about. I don't think I'm going to win anything, but it was fun. And I think I've done other hacks before, not really thinking of them as hacks. Like, I made a jumpsuit. I didn't like it. I cut the top off. I made it into a pair of pants and a wrap top, stuff like that. But this is the first time I intentionally thought about a pattern and what I wanted it to be and made changes to accomplish that. So I think that's really cool. I really enjoyed the challenge, and I'm definitely going to keep thinking like that in the future. So the Made for Mermaids Heidi top is a knit pattern. It is size inclusive, and it's also really simple. It's less than 10 pattern pieces, but I did only submit it for the knit category because it's a knit, so that just made sense in my head. And I went with the size green because my measurements seem to fit in there really nicely. I also use this as a test. I want to use this pattern again for some other fabric to make the maxi length version. I made the high hip version, I think. And I used this orange fabric, this orange and white striped fabric that I had thrifted. And I've got to say that overall, I really like the pattern. I'm definitely going to make it again. The finished garment, however, is not really wearable because I ignored in the instructions how much stretch is expected in the fabric. And this fabric actually has very little stretch. So let's talk about the things that I don't like first, just to get that out of the way, and then we'll end on a positive note, right? So this is the top. I'm not going to put it on today because I'm super bloated and I think I would burst the seams. But here's some pictures of me wearing it that I had posted on Instagram for the challenge. And let's see if I can find my markings. So the pattern is intended to have a 1-inch seam allowance. If you can see, there's the faint purple marks. This was the 1/2-inch line. When I was making those markings, I looked at the shirt and I was just like, there's no way. I just knew. So I serged it as close to the edge as I could to take off basically no fabric. And with that, I was able to get it on. If I shimmied it up my hips, there was no way I could have gotten this over my big head. And so that's my fault, right? My fabric's not stretchy enough. I think that if my fabric had the appropriate amount of stretch, it would fit really well. And I would be that green size. Something I didn't really like about the pattern instructions is that for the option where you have the internal shelf bra, it's cut the same as the outer piece, which means that for me anyways, when I was wearing it, the lining kept peeking out from the straps and also from the back. Across the back, it just kept rolling out like this. And when I was reading the pattern instructions, I don't read them before I make them. I look at the required supplies, I make sure I have those, and then I just read step 1, do step 1, read step 2, do step 2. Is that smart? Maybe not. But in the required supplies, they don't mention clear elastic. It's like optional. But in the instructions, they say to sew this back seam with clear elastic to keep it from rolling down. And even though this top was skin tight, it still rolled down. So I wish they put that in the required supplies. I don't have any. If I knew that I needed it, I would have made sure I had some. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get some before I make up the maxi dress, so I might use rubber swimsuiting elastic and see how that goes. But that was kind of disappointing. Also, they don't have you understitch or top stitch, so all of the seams where the lining is attached kind of roll, and they roll like so that the lining is visible. So this seam wants to naturally sit just like that with just the lining peeking over. So that's kind of a bummer. Also, and this is entirely my fault, I used the wrong size of swimsuit attachment, whatever this is called. So it does slide when I wear it, which isn't a big deal because I won't be wearing this. But the pattern has a scoop neck, a really beautiful scoop neck, and I wanted a sweetheart neckline. So I did it. I made it a sweetheart neckline, and I did that by putting it on and looking in the mirror so that the seam was going to be at my actual center cleavage and not what the center of the pattern is, which may or may not match depending on your anatomy. And I ruched it and sewed it down, and I think I did a really good job. And I think it's actually really cute. I'll put the warm pictures of me back up because you can see that it looks pretty cute. It's definitely too small. I look like a sausage. But one of the things I wasn't sure, even when I bought this pattern, is if a halter neck would look good on me, and I think it does. I wasn't sure that a sweetheart neckline would look good on me, and I think it does. I wasn't sure that I would like orange and white stripes on me, and I think that that's okay. Now, to be fair, I have nothing to wear this with. Even if this had fit, I don't have any bottoms that match this sort of vibe. I don't know what I thought I was going to wear it with, but I would have had to make a new bottom to wear this. And what am I going to do with the shirt that doesn't fit me? I think I'm going to keep it for a while because I find it really inspirational. It's good to know that this neckline and this, I don't know, halter neck situation looks good on me. And I think that I'm really proud of how much time I took with the finishings. I usually start and finish a project in one day because I don't have that much time to sew. So when I get time, I just like power through it. But when I got really frustrated with this, I stopped. I put it down. I went away. I went to bed, and I came back and finished it the next day. And I think that because of that, my finishing is so much better. I'm so much happier with the finished garment. And I think if I have this hanging in my closet, I'll look at it and I'll be like, yeah, take your time, take your time. It's okay. You don't need to rush. And yeah, overall, I'm very, very happy with it. I think it's super cute. I'm going to stop looking at it. Sorry, I'm kind of low energy today. I'm super tired. I ran errands this morning and I'm on my period, and I wasn't even sure I was going to film this. It's going to be really short. I'm trying to stay hydrated. And I think after this, I'm going to do yoga and take a nap. So that's it for me this week, a short and sweet video. Let me know down below if you liked it. Let me know if you have any plans to hack any patterns, if you think that that's something that you'd be interested in. I think I'm going to get more into it because I've got kind of a small pattern collection. And as we are all aware, it seems like paper patterns are going to be a thing of the past. I really don't like PDFs. So being able to get as much use out of my paper patterns as possible is really appealing to me. And that's it for me, and I will see you next time.